Hey, what's up guys? It's Danlags and welcome back to episode 211 of Constructing Los Angeles. Before we get into the building today, I'm just stopping here at Flower Pot Coffee Shop. I'm going to get myself a drink. Gotta need that energy to do all the building that we're going to be doing today. So let's see, let me take a look at the menu. I think I'm going to get a deluxe fruit for $8.95. That's ridiculously expensive. Hopefully it comes in a silver cup. So thank you very much. So I'll come over here and drink this real quick. But welcome back to CLD 211, guys. We are back and we're going to be doing some building today. I think I'm going to work on the mini golf course today. I just think it needs some progress. I actually have made some progress on it since the last time you guys saw it, but I want to try to add a few more holes today, get that thing closer to be complete, because I think it's a fun project and I want to work on it. So before I get over there, guys, I just wanted to kind of reference this because I've been kind of looking at this lately and I'm realizing, you know, the progress we've made. Basically, if we come outside here, let me just fly a little bit to the west a little bit. So basically right around here, this is the highway that runs, the interstate that runs straight through the middle of Los Angeles. And I'm looking at it and it kind of divides the world into two parts. It divides it into, you know, the main downtown part of the city with all the skyscrapers and everything. And then you have, you know, the neighborhood, the stadium, and the Eclipse Towers. So I'm looking at this map right now, and I'm thinking to myself, everything to the west of my little arrow icon and everything west of the highway is done. It really is. Honestly, everything is finished. You know, we have, now that the Bedrock Tires factory is finished, I just recently wrapped that thing up, so I'm going to be doing a tour of that pretty soon. Obviously, the stadium has been done for a while, and everything else has been done over here. So, you know, the entire neighborhood, the Hollywood Hills area, which I think is going to be called Loaded Gardens. I think we originally were going to call it that, and I just kind of forgot to call it that, and it's going to be called Loaded Gardens. So that area, we have the desert all finished. So pretty much everything to the west of the highway is finished, which is a big chunk of the map, as you can see. However, we still have a lot to do on the eastern part of that highway, so that's really what we need to be focusing on. You know, a lot of the stuff is incomplete, so that's really our next, you know, task to really get all this stuff done. So I would say from here on out, as far as CLD episodes are concerned, most of the episodes, if not all the episodes, are going to be on the eastern part of that highway, which is just kind of interesting that I didn't plan for that to happen, that everything to the west of the highway would be finished before everything to the east. I didn't plan that at all, but it just kind of happened. So it's kind of a funny thing, but you know, it is what it is. So let's just keep on building here and getting started. So let me show you guys some of the progress I made. I did mention that I was going to add some palm tree things. These are like the droopy tree palm tree hybrid kind of thing. I think I am going to add some taller pine trees as well, or palm trees too as well. So I kind of added like those kind of things, you know, all around the golf course. So today I'm going to add a few more holes, try to just add more detail to this place. I think it needs to have a little bit more undulation. Right now it's all on like one level, and I think it needs to be kind of like up and down a little bit. So I think towards this side I'm going to add like a little bit of a hill to this place. So there's kind of like some, you know, there's a little bit of levels to each one of these holes. So let's go ahead and get started with it. What I'm going to start off today is over here, and I think I am going to, I just need to get all the blocks that I need to do these golf courses. So let me just grab that stuff real quick and we'll get started on it. I am going to answer a question of the day as well, guys. We'll get to that in a little bit. I just want to get started a little bit. So right now there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holes. The 5th hole here is pretty cool because it actually goes right through a waterfall. So if I grab my ender pearls here, basically how this hole works is you kind of have to, it's a relatively blind shot. You kind of have to shoot through the waterfall, and the thing about the water is it does change the trajectory of the pathway of the ender pearl a little bit. So you kind of have to aim a little bit higher than you would think. So I'm just going to shoot this and see how I go. So pretty close to the hole. As you can see, you kind of warp through the water and you're right next to the pin. So that's kind of how this works. And I think I'll just make this one a par 2. But I think it's a creative hole, and then the next one starts underneath of this cave and then comes back outside into the course. So obviously this is all roughed up right now. We're going to fix that as well today. So let's get started. Let's actually do something. So this first hole I think is going to, obviously this little waterway that I have going through here is not final at all. It's completely up for change. So I'm going to change it a lot. So let's just at least start with the next hole here. And I'm going to have this run all the way down to the wall and turn back this way. And I think this is just going to be a standard hole that just goes like that. I'll probably have this turn like this, take that out 3, have it run back this way and up against the wall like that. We'll turn this into grass, and I think that's basically going to be the extent of this hole. Some holes are going to be a lot more cool than others, I guess you could say. I still am going to add this pirate ship hole, and I'm open for suggestions on the back 9, I guess. Where this is the 7th hole, so I'll try to finish the 8th and the 9th hole today. Maybe add the little shack where you can buy your clubs and golf balls in the front as well. I'll do that. So that's kind of the plan for today, guys. I like building this project. I think this is kind of fun. And the cool thing about it that I've said before is that it's playable. So maybe when it's done, maybe we can do a special video where Tyler comes on CLD, which is shocking because I don't think that's ever happened. And Tyler can come on and play the mini golf course with me for like a little short video. So that would be pretty fun. We can do something like that. So there we go. That's just a basic hole, very similar to what we have right here. So I'm probably going to take some water and have this wrap around. So let's see here. I'm going to grab some dirt, some gravel, and some sugar canes. Let's see. Sugar canes. Where are those placed? I always forget. Here we go. All right. So let me just kind of... The problem with this is it's so elevated. So I'm going to have to come through here and start to spam some dirt underneath if I want to place gravel and sand, which is really unfortunate because, you know, it takes so much more time. But it's all right. We'll just add it. So I'll do something like that. It's so dark in here. What is going on? Okay. How do I get out of here? Let me just break myself through, I guess. There we go. So that's essentially what I have to do for this. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. All right, so that'll kind of go like this, and I'll just kind of spam some gravel. God dang it. All right, there we go. Some sand as well. And I'm just going to kind of put this along the banks of this water, add some sugar cane. Should be good to go. So let me just kind of place this all over here. I should probably just put it into the water. That way it'd be a little bit easier. And then add some sugar cane. Add some sugar cane right here. Sugar cane's good for this because I think it will... You can't cut the corner. Yeah, you won't be able to cut the corner there. I mean, you probably could on most of these, but I don't know. I'm just trying to hope that people will just, you know, play it normally. All right, so now what? Now what do we want to do? So this this next hole I think is going to be my pirate hole. So actually, you know what? I might do one hole before that one. Yeah. Wait. Should I do one more hole before that? I'm trying to decide how I want to do this. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of shape this corner a little bit. So I'm going to add some sand and some dirt and some gravel. Kind of shape this corner just a little bit more. Like this. There we go. And the pirate ship is going to be here. It's going to be capsized, or not capsized. It'll just be kind of wrecked, I guess. Shipwreck. And we'll see how I can build that. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with that yet, but I'll figure it out. All right, so this next hole will be opening up right here. And I think the start of the hole will be right here. Let's go out 3. I just want to make sure that I'm careful with this because I want to make sure I leave myself enough space for 18 holes. Because right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is going to be 8th. The pirate one, yeah, this is going to be the 8th. And then there's going to be a 9th over here. 10th will probably wrap around to here. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Well, it's going to be a tight squeeze for sure. So we'll have to see what we can do. Okay, so now what? What I should probably do is something like this. I should probably change this up a little bit so this space is actually being used. So what I think I'm going to do is have this turn like this. This will be the start of the hole. This will run down this way still. In fact, I might curve this a little bit. Have this kind of come in at an angle. That might look pretty cool. So wait, no, that's not right. Like this and like that. So then the pirate ship part will be right here. This is going to be a longer hole, I guess. This will be the biggest hole in the course. So I'm trying to think of other ideas. Like, while I'm building these holes, I'm trying to think of other ideas for more. I want to have, like, a bumpy hole, if that makes any sense. In fact, I could probably do that, like, here. Just so this one looks a little bit different than the other one we did. So, as a bumpy hole, I could do something like this. So there's, like, little, you know, bumps in it, I guess you could say. This would basically make it so the second shot is more difficult. So for example, let me grab my, where are these things? There we go. Always forget. Okay, so like this will make the second shot more difficult, right? Because you're not allowed to jump with this. So as you can see, you kind of get blocked by this thing, so you kind of have to angle your shot like perfectly. As you can see, I'm on top of the ridge, so that might actually give me like a decent shot here. But yeah, you get the idea. That'll probably be a par 2 still, make that a tough hole. So do something like that. Might even make these like double layered. Yeah, let's do something like that. Or I might even do like have this go down into the ground as well, so you can get like trapped in a hole. But yeah, this will be fun. Let's do something like this. It's kind of like a little sand trap. Actually, I could make this sand. We definitely have to add sand traps at some point on this thing. So like little small ones though, nothing too crazy. All right, so let's switch this to grass. And what I could do something for this. I'm not really sure yet though. Okay, so it'll go like that. And then I think I actually might just kind of spam this with some sand around the edges here. This really sucks that this thing is all elevated. I can't place sand without having to put a lining underneath first. Okay, so let's do that. And we'll go like that as well. So while I'm doing this, guys, I think I am going to answer the question of the day because I don't want to wait too long to answer it because, you know, I want to wait until like 2 minutes before the video's over to answer the question of the day. So while I'm just kind of brainstorming this idea in my head while I'm building it, I'll answer the question. So today's question of the day comes from Rockstar XB. And the question is, instead of building your Let's Build series on separate worlds, why don't you build them in the neighborhood area of Los Angeles? So I think I've gotten this question before on Twitter. And there's a bunch of reasons why I don't do this. So I'll just kind of go through those. The first reason is I don't have enough space on Los Angeles to do that. So basically, you know, like I kind of illustrated earlier, the entire western side of the world where the neighborhood is all filled up and complete. So I don't really have space to add any more houses. And the thing about doing Let's Builds is it's basically what you said. It's a separate series. And the thing about a separate series is, you know, if I built it on Los Angeles, it would just be a part of Los Angeles. And I've done this before, you know, on the houses that are actually on this world, like the Alpine Mansion and, you know, some of the other stuff. A lot of that was built on camera, so it's really like a mini Let's Build series inside of Los Angeles itself. So that's the main reason. It's kind of like a separate series for a separate world. Just because it is a house, you know, doesn't mean I can't build it on another world. The thing about it is, you know, I like to build in different texture packs as well. So, for example, on the Victorian Mansion that I'm doing right now, that I'm closing into the finish line on, I'm doing that on a different texture pack because, you know, I wouldn't be able to do that on CLD if I had the space even, because I'm using the city texture pack. So, doing Let's Builds on separate worlds gives me the opportunity to, you know, use a lot of space because I'm not constricted. You know, use separate texture packs and things like that. So I think it's basically its own separate series. It doesn't really have anything to do with Los Angeles. But I do understand what you mean. Like, you know, you're making all these houses on other worlds. They could be on Los Angeles to make the city better. I get that. I understand. And in the future, when I expand this world to Xbox One and I have more space, I'd say there's a good chance that I'll do some Let's Builds on this world and make them separate series. But as of right now, the plan is to just kind of keep on doing what I'm doing CLD, and then Let's Builds are its own thing. So thank you very much for that question, Rockstar XB. You guys know what to do. Leave your question of the day submissions in the comment section or tweet them at me at my Twitter handle. So thank you very much for that question, Rockstar. So I'm just going to keep on working this right now, guys. I'm just kind of putting in up like a basic idea right now. This is just totally preliminary. Who knows if this will even be the finished product, but this is just kind of me brainstorming right now. Will it be good right off the bat for the first time? I don't know, because I'm just really kind of, you know, this is putting together this design for the first time. So the idea here is that there's a boat that's kind of shipwrecked, right, in the middle of this water. And I'm going to have like little pieces of debris coming off of this thing and maybe like a capsized, I don't know, flag or something like that. We'll see. So what I think I'm going to do here is grab some dark oak wood fences. I'm going to get some cyan and I think some light gray. I'm going to make a little flag here. So I'm going to kind of have this go, you know, in and out. Probably take this up a little bit further so it's a little bit more detailed. Essentially, this is supposed to be like a ripped flag, so I'm going to kind of make it look ripped. Alright, so something like that. And I'll probably just put like an extra piece there and right there maybe. No, probably not there. And then maybe like right here as well. Just kind of make it look like it's a ripped up flag or something like that. It might be a little bit too big. I'll leave it for now. Actually, that's way too big. No, that's entirely too big. It's like twice the size of the boat. All right, so maybe we'll do something like this instead. There we go. And you can also turn this as well. That's a little bit better. Maybe not. I don't really know. It's hard for me to build something like this in such a small scale, to be honest. Like I could go all out like I did on the castle Let's Build and make like a really fancy looking flag, but it's just too small of a scale for me to do anything significant with this. Maybe just as simple as that. That might look good. Let me see. Yeah, we'll just go as simple as that. All right, so the next thing we got to do for this is I'm going to have, I think what I'm going to do is get an oak wood log here. And I'm going to kind of make like an obstacle for this. So this is going to be essentially part of the boat that's been kind of, you know, destroyed. So I'm going to, again, scatter some debris in the water here. And I'm just going to try to add as much detail to this as I can, because that's all I can do, just add a lot of detail. I'm going to break holes in this boat as well, so like kind of poke some holes open in this thing. Add some upside down stairs kind of randomly to look like there's dents and things like that. So we'll do that as well, kind of just randomize this. The more detail, the better, guys. So I'm going to spend a lot of time on this thing. Try to make it look as best I can. So my goal is just to make it look like a pirate ship. So that's like the first thing I got to do, is make sure that it looks like a pirate ship. All right, so let's see. Next thing I can do is, I'm thinking about changing the color of that to red, actually, because I think that might look better with red. And then possibly gray as well, so like a gray and red themed pirate ship instead of, you know, more nicer looking colors, I guess. Because red and gray look mean, so yeah, that's a lot better. All right, so then what I'm going to do is add like a, I don't know, we'll add a fence going across here. I'll have some sails coming off of this. So these are like, they're all, they're not cast, I guess you could say. They're uncast. Okay, so I'll just kind of have this run all the way down. Probably take that off the edge there. Maybe even connect an extra fence like that. Kind of on both sides here. And see how this looks. So I gotta add some more wood to this place. Let's just kind of, I'm trying to think on how I did this, because I have actually built like a shipwrecked boat before on Survival Island, but it was on a much bigger scale with much more detail. So I'm gonna have to, you know, kind of come up with the whole idea here. So maybe I can add some like cannonball things coming out of this. I'm wondering how I could do that. Maybe like an anvil suspended by a string, possibly. All right, let's give that a shot. So a string and an anvil. That's supposed to be kind of like the little launcher thing. What are those things called? Crap. Am I gonna brain fart on this? They're just like the cannons, I guess, that are out at the side of the boat. All right. So something like that. And I'm trying to think of what else I can add to this to make it look even better. I'm obviously going to add some trees around it. Might even kind of drape some leaves off of this. So maybe like have like a leaf going down across this. Maybe some lily pads in the water. I really like lily pads in the city texture pack too, so we'll add some of those. And maybe some leaves in the water as well. Just as much detail. Just keep on adding it. That's basically my goal here. All right, and some more lily pads. And I'm trying to think of what else. All right, so maybe I can have this dip down a little bit and kind of have it look like it's shipwrecked even more. Just kind of like grounded. All right, and let's grab some water and re-add that right there. So this is looking like it'd be a pretty tough hole. I'm trying to think of what else I can add to this thing. There's got to be so much more. Still got to brainstorm some more. Let me go through and try this hole out, because this hole could be potentially difficult. So let's give it a shot. All right, so let's see here. Obviously, when you're starting off here, you kind of have to bank off this wall. So what if we do like a little bank shot here, like this? and just kind of have that go off the wall there. So I mean, those are pretty common in mini golf courses, little bank shots. So I mean, obviously you can't actually do that with the ender pearl, but you kind of just have to pretend with it. So there's your opening shot, and then you probably have to, you know, shoot for up here somewhere, and then go for the hole from there. So it's actually going to be really hard. Let me see if I can go for the green in one shot. I wonder if you'll get smacked down by the thing, or if you can go for the... Oh, no, I just completely overshot it, so that's out of bounds. All right. I think I might make those a little bit taller, the sails. Nope. This is going to be a hard hole. If you can... I'm going to make it so you can go for the green in one, but it's like a really hard shot. You have to like angle it perfectly. There we go. So now I can kind of go for the hole here and knock it in. All right, so I made it in 3, so I'll probably just make this a par 3. I'm trying to think of how I can improve this thing. Maybe I can take the sails up even more, or even I could actually cast the sails and make it so you actually have to go around those maybe, or have them like kind of ripped a little bit. That could be another possibility. So many things I could do to this place, guys. Just keep on adding to it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So before we close out today, I said I was going to finish the front 9, so let's finish that. I have to find a way down from here, so because obviously once you're up here, you have to find a way down. So maybe I'll do a little staircase down right here, back into, you know, into play. So we'll do it with stone, kind of have this go down like this, and we'll take this down. This is just going to be a little escape route from the boat, abandoned ship, literally. All right, and then over here, I'll just add some more sand and dirt and gravel, and then I think that's what I'm going to do with this. All right, so let's add some dirt. We'll add some dirt on the parts where there's, or I actually have to have a lining. Spam some gravel. There we go. Add some sand. Come on, sand. All right. Kind of have this go all the way around. And I think I'll put one more piece of gravel right there. Another piece of gravel. There we go. And then the next hole, I guess we'll start up right here. 1, 2, 3. So right along the edge of the water, I guess. Kind of have this go down. And we'll have it turn back this way. This is going to be another one that's going to be right up against the water. I might have this one dip down a little bit. And go from there. So let's see. Alright, so this is going to go across right here. And I think the green will be right here. We'll have this go across. And come back down this way. Place that there. Obviously, all this water needs to be changed. That's clear to me that it needs to be changed. So we'll do that later. Not worried about it right now. But at least we got this little pirate ship put in. I don't know if I 100% on board with what I see, but I'm definitely going to add more to it. I'm going to just keep on spamming it with some more stuff. I do have a few more ideas that I can add to it. So I just want to make it look like a abandoned pirate ship, or like a shipwreck. That's what I want it to look like. Because this place is going to be called like Pirate Cove or something like that. Little themed mini golf course. There's definitely more things we can add to this place. I think I might put like a windmill, like the obligatory golf course windmill. I think that'd be funny. I can pull a Parks and Recreation and have a gorilla guarding a gingerbread house. Oh man, and we'll see if we can do something like that. But I'm just gonna have fun with it basically. I just want to just, you know, be as creative as possible with this place. You know, whether, you know, everything looks amazing or not, you know, that's not really what I'm going for. I'm just going for like something that's fun to play and looks cool and it's creative. So right now I think we're making some good progress. I'm wondering, like, the thing is, I originally, in my mind when I was thinking about this shipwreck idea, I was thinking it would be a little bit bigger than it is. But the thing is, like, once you kind of build it, you realize, like, this plot is, you know, I don't have enough room for such a big thing. I'm going to plant some trees around it, though. I think it'll look good. This hole is pretty much good to go. What I'm going to do is actually kind of build this one into the ground. So here's how I'm going to do this. I'm going to kind of have this drop down in the water here. I got to cover up that water. That's annoying. Okay. And then I'm going to have this like 3x3 right here. Dip all the way down. This might make this really hard. We'll see. And then that'll go back up like that. We'll take that up too, and then it'll go like that. And that's going to be this hole, so it's kind of like a little dip into the ground here. So I think, again, you know, right before we close out today, guys, because I'm pretty much done for my building today, I am going to play the whole course. I'm going to start from the first hole, and I'm just going to play through it. And you know what? No, I'm not going to do that because I already have all those holes tested and they work fine. So I'm just going to do the holes that I built just on today's video. So we'll start off with this one. I think for this one, you really just kind of have to lay up like that. It's pretty much how you play it. And then, you know, kind of aim for the hole. So I just made that in 2, which is pretty good. So I think that's a par. I think we'll go with a par there. So this hole, obviously, is the one we spent the most time on. So I'm going to go for, like, right there. All right, so I am not in a good spot right now. I don't even have a shot, so I guess I got to, like, bounce it off the wood there. And then go for the hole from right here. And I didn't even get that. So the struggle is real. I just got a 4. So that's a bogey. That's not good. I think that's the first time I bogeyed one in the trial runs. All right, and then for this hole, assuming that you can't just cut across right there, let's see how difficult this is if I actually have to go down into the pit. I'm wondering, because I'm thinking just in strategy-wise, if you go for there, that's your best chance at the hole. So, yeah, I think that would be your best shot. And I can't even par that. All right, so I'm thinking this is going to have to be a par 2 or a par 3, depending on, you know, where you shoot your first shot. Obviously, if you go all the way down into the... Whoa. If you go all the way down in here, you don't even have a shot, really, because you're not allowed to jump on this course. So you really have to kind of bounce it off of that, really, and then get back up here to try to make a second shot, so, or a third shot. So that's a pretty tricky hole with like a little drop into the ground. So, yeah, I think that's where we're going to conclude today. We're halfway through this mini golf course. We've got 9 holes down, 9 to go. That's 9 holes right there, that amount of space. So we're going to have to cram 9 more holes into that space. That's going to be hard, which makes me think that, you know, maybe I won't be able to do that. And then I could maybe just make some of the holes longer and just make it a 9-hole mini golf. I'm going to try to cram 18 holes into this. I'm going to give it my best shot. We'll see what happens. But thanks for watching, everybody. It's been Dangeles. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Constructing Los Angeles. Just working on the mini golf course for a little bit. I think next episode I'm going to continue to work on this thing because I'm having a lot of fun with it. So I'll see you guys on episode 212. Give this video a like if you did enjoy it. Leave your question of the day submissions in the comment section. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.